there are a few important rules that you have to keep in mind to do it correctly. And the most important one is that you have to have a connection with the coyote for it to work. So, for example, there were some animal control officers in California that were using paintball guns, and that's a good way to haze coyotes. But they were hiding behind bushes. So the coyotes were getting hit by paintball guns, but they didn't know where they were coming from. And they need to know that it's coming from a person. They need to associate that with a person. So, you know, if you see a coyote, this kind of gets to your question. If you see a coyote and you're up on your second or third floor and you're waving out the window to them or yelling at them, that's not going to work. You know, you want them to see you. And also, another common thing that I hear people do is that they're in their car and they see a coyote and they honk the horn. That doesn't work for a couple reasons. One is because coyotes hear car traffic noises all the time and used to it. And number two, they associate that noise with the car, not with a person. Again, if you see a coyote and you have a small pet or a child, you want to pick them up, put them behind you, or if it's a larger child or pet, you know, just put them behind you. And the reason for that is you want the coyote looking at you so that you can haze them and not at your pet or your kid. And hopefully, if you have a larger dog, you can contain them. If not, you know, do the best you can. What I would recommend is then go home with your dog, and if the coyote's still there, come back out and haze them. Okay, so this goes to your question a little more. This is where a lot of well-meaning people go wrong in hazing. You must continue to haze a coyote until they completely leave the area. So a very habituated coyote will often respond in one of two ways when they've been hazed for the first time. When you haze a habituated coyote, they don't know what you're doing. So often what will happen is they either will just stand there and look at you, or they might run away 10 to 15 feet and stop and look at you. And again, what they're doing is testing you. They're testing you to see. They don't understand what's going on. They're trying to figure it out, and they're testing you. So if they just stand there and look at you, or they run away 10 to 15 feet and stop and look at you, if at that point you decide, well, that didn't work, and you just walk away and go back in your house, or you decide, well, that did work, you know, I'm done, and you leave, all you're doing is teaching that coyote that all he has to do is stop and wait for you, and then you'll leave after a moment. You know, that's all that you're teaching the coyote.
So how far do you have to walk?
Yeah, so you don't need to chase the coyote like down the block, for example, but you do want them to be out of your sight. So I don't know how large your yard is, how far, I mean,
We've been together, we're neighbors.
uh-huh.
Yeah, the coyotes